Hello everyone, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, this is the style I'm going to cut and sew. I'm going to first cut the half length, and which I'm going to use the lining to start with before I place the main material on top the lining. I fold into two and I fold this way, and I have 2 inches on the back, 2 inches. Half length is 15 inches, and I add 1 inch to sew. I will first mark back for zip. Shoulder is 14 inches, divided by 2 is 7 inches. 7 inches, and I will add half inch to sew. I place my tape on the shoulder and I measure 9 inches. Bust is 32 inches, divided by 4 is 8 inches. This 8 inches, I will add 1.5 inch to sew. I have 9.5 inches. Waist is 28 inches, divided by 4 is 7 inches. Plus to sew that here and to sew side. I measure 9 inches. That means I had 2 inches for sewing and for that. I will mark armhole. I measure half inch on the shoulder. Neckline is 3 inches. I will cut back with half inch. I will place on top this material and cut the same. This is the front and the back. I measure from here 4 inches for that. This is where I will sew that on. I'm done using the lining to cut the main material. I will cut the one to sew on the waist, which is this one, before I cut the flared. The full length of this dress is 46 inches. Half length 15 inches. Then I will add it to this one, which is half length together is 32 inches. Fold this into 2. I will fold again and give allowance for zip. To come this way like this. I will sew this and this one together on the waist. On the bottom I will sew flared. Hip is 36 inches, divided by 4 is 9 inches plus sewing allowance. I have, this is my 9 inches, and the remaining one here I will use as sewing allowance, which is 10.5 inches. Down part, which I will sew flared on, is 34 inches, divided by 4 is 8.5 inches plus sewing allowance. I measure 4 inches for that, and I will notch this place. I will cut here like this. I fold into 2 like this, and I fold again. This is into 4. So what I'm going to do now is to make a triangle shape, bringing this way like this. I form a triangle shape. I don't need zip allowance for the flared for this one, because I'm going to sew it on the bottom. I'm going to sew it on the bottom here, so I don't need zip allowance. I place my tape on the tip. I measure 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. 10.5 inches. After measuring this way, I have 8.5 inches, which I also have here. What I'm going to do now is to remove 34 inches. I will place 34 inches here and measure down. I cut these two together. I'm going to cut the last one, which I will sew on top here. I will use the same measurement, 8.5 inches. This one is 8.5 inches. The last one I will measure 5 inches. I will measure the last one 5 inches, and I will use the same measurement here. This 2 step, this 1 step, this is the down step. I will sew this on top, just like I placed this one here. So the last one I'm going to cut, I will place it on top this one. I'm done cutting the 3rd step. The same measurement here, 5 inches, and this one, the 2nd step is 8.5 inches, and the last one is 13 inches. I'm going to use this one, the one I cut from here. I fold into 2, I fold again, this into 4 to cut the sleeve. Sleeve is 8 inches. I will mark the one to hem. I mark 1.5 inch to hem. Sleeve is 8 inches, which is here. I add ½ inch to sew. Round sleeve is 11 inches. Divide by 2 is 5.5 inches here, and I add 1 inch to sew. The 3 steps, I'm done sewing the edges. What I'm going to do is to start to sew. I'm done sewing that on the waist and with the back. I'm done joining the 2 sides of the lining. I will do the same on the main material like this. The reason why I sew this side and I'm going to sew this separately is because on the waist I will use the lining to cover up the rough parts on the waist. What I will do is to place together, this is the front and this is the back, and I leave 4 inches on the back for zip. I will first join the 2 sides, just like the lining. I sew the 2 sides, and this is the back for zip. I'm going to sew the 2 sides of the main material, just like this one. I will measure waist, I will measure hip, and the bottom I will also divide by 4, and I will sew. Before I will go and sew, I will cut the front neck. I've already sewn the back neck. What I'm going to do after sewing the neck, I will only join the side. I'm not going to sew here because this way I will sew zip on to this place. Let me cut the front neck. I place my tape on the shoulder and I measure down 3 inches. I will mark . I will sew like this. I will place and I will sew the neck I will add that on the front. Back I measure 6 inches. Front I will measure 5 inches. From here up 5 inches. 5 inches. I'm done sewing. I'm going to join the shoulder. This is the front shoulder and this is the back shoulder. This way. And bring this lining to the back. Like this. And so I will do the same on this side. I will do the same here. After that, I will sew the 2 sides. So here. I'm done joining the side of this one. I'm done joining the shoulder. I will sew the sleeve. After sewing the sleeve, before I join the 2 sides. This is where I mark on the sleeve, and this is the shoulder. Where I mark and the shoulder together this way, and I hold with pin. I will go and sew this way, and here I will place together like this, the 2 sides. I will measure bust and waist and sew. I'm done sewing the 2 sides. What I will do now is to sew the waist. Waist is 28 inches, which I have here. 28 inches. This way I will sew zip on like this. So like this. And I have 28 inches. I will sew this one here. I will sew up to this place. After sewing, before I join this one on the bottom, I'm done joining the waist and the down. This is the flared, the 3 step. Next thing is to sew the lining to cover up this rough part. I will sew this way, just like the way I sew the main material on the waist. After that, I will sew zip on the back. I'm done sewing. So you can see the way it is. It's covered this rough part to the back on this side. What I will do now is to iron. I will iron now. So I go and fix zip. So to this place, and I will continue on this side. I'm done sewing zip. This is the final look, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, you are welcome. Please subscribe and remember the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.